Hello, welcome back to another video on Laurel and Hardy memorabilia and Chaplin collectibles. This is actually the second video that I'm doing the same day. It's just as the previous video on the plates, because I've managed to come across a few more items that have been away in the cupboard, and they're not the greatest of the Laurel and Hardy collection, but I do try and have them out and display them because I like a little mix match of different things, different styles of Laurel and Hardy or Charlie Chaplin. But in this case is the Laurel and Hardy figures, and I've heard in the past or had messages in the past by other fans or collectors where they're not huge fans of the Laurel and Hardy figures because they don't always look like them, or they're just not very well made. It's a personal choice. Everyone's got their preference, what they like. So this episode is a little bit on the Laurel and Hardy figures. So basically these figures are so bad that I have that they're so good, if that kind of makes sense. But the first ones I've got are these ones. I don't know anything about these style of figures, but they're kind of like a pottery style of figures. But the hair colour is pretty much the same on both of them, both sort of reddy kind of hair. So the hair colour for Ollie is wrong, plus the tash isn't quite right, and Stan's got an unusual sort of bow tie there that goes halfway down his front. So they're very different kind of style, with like red trousers. So there are inaccuracies, but you can see it's meant to be Laurel and Hardy, and I think that's why I like them. And I like all the different styles. So that's the first set. And then you've got this one, which I actually have another two of these in a similar sort of style. Again, it's not the best looking of Laurel and Hardy figures. But again, you've got both hair colour is the same, it's black. And then you've got blue tops. They've both got bow ties, which Ollie he's the one that would normally have the tie, the Stan bow tie. The trousers aren't really the right colour, but again they're unusual, different figures. And again, you can see as it says down the bottom there, they're meant to be Laurel and Hardy figures, or meant to be Laurel and Hardy. This next set is quite interesting, which I don't think they're too bad, but there are slight differences, which are these two. Now, Stan does look a little different. It doesn't quite look like him, but then if you look at his hair, he's been kind of given a sort of late 70s, 80s hairstyle, I think. Sort of almost a really sort of bushy perm job there, which makes him look quite funny. And then Ollie, his hair is quite thick as well at the back, and the coat, tail sort of deep red jacket he's got on there. He wouldn't really have that as part of his character. And although he did wear braces with some of his suits that he wore in his films, but his trousers normally wouldn't hang down loose like that at the front. But again, you can see it's Laurel and Hardy, and they're so bad, but I like them. I like them a lot. This next set is really interesting. This is from the Leonardo range of figures. And also when I do the next video, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through all the Leonardo range of Laurel and Hardy figures I've got. And as they're probably one of the favourite in the set that I've got, the Leonardo range, love them a lot. So this is probably why I bought these. And I don't really know the reason why I bought them, but of course they don't look like Laurel and Hardy, but there's things on them that tells me that they're meant to be like Laurel and Hardy, but they're obviously pigs, or Laurel and Hardy turned into pigs. I don't know why that is. There's no connection in any of their films where they're like this in any of their films. Anything I can think of is from March of the Wooden Soldiers with the three little pigs. Plus Stan's hair is black there, where normally it should be sort of almost like a very deep, almost like deep red his hair was, and then just the overall setup of these figures is just very unusual, very different. But I don't actually have these on display, but the more I'm looking at them now, since I've taken them out of the cupboard to have a look at them, I think I'll put them on display. And then this next set, which is again is quite interesting. This is 1980 box toys. This is Play Astrix toys, which is French, but it's also this is all German. So it's like cartoon shots. They have Laurel and Hardy on the back, similar to the Laurel and Hardy toys, but it is actually very different. It's quite unusual, and it's like I say, it's 1980, so it's a well-known toy brand, and the toys is of Ollie as a Roman soldier. Again, there's no connection in any of their films where they're part of the Roman Legion, only the Foreign Legion, or First World War, or even in Bonnie, Scotland, but not Roman soldiers. But nevertheless, it's still different and unusual. So this box set, it came with two figures, one of Stan, one of Ollie, dressed up as Roman soldiers, and then it came with an extra Roman guard, and it came with a table with accessories like little cups and little beakers and things that you display on the tables, and then it came with the tent that you display with that. So it was a nice little rare set of Laurel and Hardy toys that kids would enjoy. Sorry about that, was the cat, she just ran across the screen. So yeah, so there it is, a little Laurel and Hardy sets of Stan and Ollie. And then finally, just to finish this video off, I've got this, which I actually forgot about, which I have had on display, of Charlie Chaplin, and they're like a stone effect magnets with Chaplin's headshots being put on the front, and then that one that's really recognisable, it's just all in sort of shadow, all in black, of Chaplin with a bowler hat and a cane and the typical Chaplin stance. But really nice Chaplin magnets, and these came from Ukraine when I was in Kiev, and I was just surprised to see these. There were actually another two sets with Charlie Chaplin, and these were the best two, so I picked these ones up. But I was also looking for ones on Laurel and Hardy, but unfortunately they didn't have any. So this is better than nothing at all. So this was like my little gift to myself from Kiev, Ukraine. So that's a nice little collectible towards the Charlie Chaplin collection. And I keep them in the box, so it keeps them together. So yeah, so that's it for this video. And there are, going back to the figures again, there are still a lot of Laurel and Hardy figures that mix and match, but these are probably the best, as in the most different Laurel and Hardy figures that don't look like them at all, apart from their hats and suits. But they're so bad that I actually love them. They're so good. Okay, so thanks very much, and keep collecting. Bye.